Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Plural Bets, and on this channel, I like to do hip-hop album reviews. I take an album, I listen to each song, give a brief breakdown of each one, and then rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. Just a reminder that music is subjective, and just because I like something doesn't mean you're obligated to like something, so I suggest that you listen to the album yourself and come to your own conclusion. In this episode, I have Kawola's 10-4. This is going to be the first underground album that I've done on this channel, and it also happens to be by somebody that I've known for quite some time. I wouldn't say that we're close, but we did grow up together, and we have a few songs together that we dropped over the years, so I would consider him a friend of mine. In Kawola's own words, the premise of this album is his personal battle with reality, the world that God created, and if God were to give him everything that he were to ask for in this realm, he would be a problem. The title, 10-4, signifies the production splits. The first 10 songs on the album were produced by another 507 local called Aspect, and the last 4 are produced by Kawola himself. I personally love me some local music, so without further ado, here's the review. Track 1, I See You. The beat for this is dope. It really had me moving in my seat. Probably the best beat on the album. I like the little singing bit that Kawola does at the beginning. Super smooth. He's spitting on this too. There's a beat drop around the halfway point that he stumbled on, but he picked it right back up like he never dropped it. I'm not sure if he realized that there's a 20-second tail of no audio on the end of the first track. This song is dope, so I'm giving it a hard 8. Track 2, Away. The intro to this is Kawola saying that we've been lied to and that we can tell. It was a smooth transition to the hook that I thought was pretty decent. In his first verse, he started off strong, but he kind of falls off towards the very end. The second verse is pretty solid all the way through, my favorite verse of the song. And then he fades out the hook to end the track. Dope message for this, I'm giving it a hard 6. Track 3, Man on a Mission, another hard beat by Aspect. The hook is a little bit below average, probably my least favorite part of the song. He snaps in his first verse though, moving top speed at the progression of a snail was sick. He's doing his thing in his second verse as well. That fast-paced cadence that he used was okay. And then he doubled up the hook that I didn't like very much at the end. The verses carried this song to a hard 5. Track 4, Aim is True, featuring Wino. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. These two happen to be a rap duo called Clay Brothers, but that's a different conversation. We'll just stick to this album. The hook for this is short but very sweet. Kinda dope, actually. Kawola's verse starts off a little weak to me, but he picks it up and has a pretty solid verse at the second half. And then We Know Nas' verse was probably the best verse on the song. The cadence is dope, and he's rapping his ass off. I like this song. I'm giving it a hard 7. Track 5, Shitbag. The hi-hats for this sound similar to the previous track, but this beat is much better than the previous one. Kawola is just spitting the majority of the 2 minutes and 17 seconds of this track. He starts the song off strong, but then he switches the cadence into something that I wasn't really feeling personally. My favorite part happens to be the 50-second mark to the minute 25 mark. And in the outro, he kind of feels like he's addressing some lady that he might know personally that is contemplating an abortion. The song was okay. I'm only going to give it an average hard 5. Track 6, Whole Life. I'm not really feeling this song. The hook was a little lackluster, and I didn't really like it. In his verse, he's describing a scene of some girl cheating on her boyfriend with him. Not something that I necessarily condone, but it's something that I've done in the past, so I can't hate on it. The verse was okay, but the song overall is below average. I'm giving it a soft 3. Track 7, Time to Chat. This song is basically a back and forth between Kawola and the devil on his shoulder. It's a very introspective song, and we get a peek in the mind of Kawola. I thought the song was actually pretty dope. He hits on topics like his change in perspective on marijuana, his suicide attempt, and a couple of other things. The outro for this is Kawola reminding us of some biblical scripture. This song was pretty smooth, and I liked and enjoyed it. I'm going to give this a soft 7. Track 8, Different Round Here. Another dope Aspect beat. This one is pretty smooth. The hook is fairly decent. I liked it. His first verse is only average, probably the worst verse on the song, but he low-key snaps in his second verse. My favorite part of the song. He does a little thing where he raps a little bit over the hook, and then he mentions it. I thought that was pretty funny. This song is only average, though. I'm giving it a soft 6. Track 9, Waiting Game. The hook for this is a couple of bars repeated over and over 4 times. I wasn't really that interested in it. Kinda lame if I'm being honest. His first verse was just average. It's just there. Nothing really spectacular about it. But his second verse was pretty smooth and he low-key snapped on that. And then he lets the beat breathe at the end of the song for a little bit, which I thought was pretty smooth. This song is only average though. I'm giving it a hard 4. Track 10, Everybody, featuring Bloke C. Kawola's verse was dope. He really did his thing on this. Definitely got the better of the 2 verses in the song, and it's the reason why I rate it the way I rate it. The hook, though, is my favorite part of the song. I love when Kawola does his singing bit. And Bloke C's verse started off okay, but it quickly went left. I just didn't get it. What type of cadence is this? Overall, as a song, though, I'm giving it a soft 7. Track 11, Phoenix. The rest of the songs from here on out are produced by Kawola. The hook is fairly smooth, and if I'm being honest, it's actually pretty decent. His first verse is just a bit above average. It was okay, but it's not as good as his second verse, which he snapped on low-key. Little bit above average song, I'm going to give it a hard 6. Track 12, Assistance. Pretty mellow beat, but on the other hand, it is pretty smooth. The hook is decent. Probably my favorite part of the song. It's low-key dope. His first verse is a little lackluster and was kind of lame in my opinion, but his second verse was okay. Just average, though. Another average song, so I gotta give this a soft 5. Track 13, Coiled. I'm not really feeling this one. The hook was kind of lame and not really my cup of tea. I wasn't really feeling it at all. His first verse was weak. He stumbled on his Drake line, which should have been his best bar, but he just didn't hit right with it. I gotta give the second verse his best verse, but that's just okay. This is one of the weaker songs on the album, so I'm giving this a soft 2. Track 14, Satan Slayed. Another lackluster hook. It just didn't hit right to me. Kawala's verse is decent. It was okay, but he did snap in his second verse though, and I give it the best verse on the song. Wino did his thing on his verse as well. I kind of like his fast-paced cadence. It reminds me of a Twista or a Bone Thugs and Harmony. I think it's actually pretty dope. Overall, though, the song is just average. I want to rate it higher, but I'm just going to give it a hard 5. This album was okay. I might be a little biased by saying this, but I enjoyed it. The production by Aspect was fire. I enjoyed just about every beat on the album, and that includes Kawala's too. I personally think that Kawola doesn't get enough credit for the work that he puts in. Even the people from my area sleep on his music heavily, and I think that needs to change. I think that we need to show this man some love for being a long-standing pillar in the music community in Winona and surrounding area. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but he is low-key dope. So do me a favor and go and give this album a listen for me. If you like this video, be sure to smash that like button. Let me know which album you think I should do next, and subscribe for more album reviews.